Alright, it's really time to take a look at the new character. Now, this is with Empyrea, although I kind of remember her being called a little bit differently back when she was released a year ago, but I do like her name, and overall this is one of my favorite characters to be ever released. And she's also being called Live Flashbang because of the effects that her attacks have. Now her effects are one of the best looking ones in the game, and let me just check out the graphics for a second. Yeah, it's going to be pretty flashy for sure, so can't wait. I will wear my sunglasses while I play with this character. Okay, let's take a look at the character design, as I always do. So design wise, I have to say one of the best looking characters in the game. You have 3 coatings. I already have all of them, well, most of them unlocked. You have this one, which is a paid one, but I've heard you can get it for free, and I have to say they did a fantastic job at designing this character. She is very pretty, and her story is also very good. One of the saddest stories in the game, and I've already played it and was again really good. I really like the story for this character. Okay, now let's take a look at the details. So she is an S class, of course. The construct type is Amplifier. This is a new type that has been released in this update. 10% physical, 90% fire elemental damage. Speciality, amplification enhances teammates, and burst deals massive damage in a short time. So you can use her as a DPS, and does work very well as a solo character. Now on the preview we have this graph here, and she's basically good at everything, which is very useful for combat, and if you like to use her as DPS you can easily do that. The recommended equipment, well, this is the recommended equipment for Pain Cage and the Warzone. This is the equipment that I have and that I will use. I have the character basically maxed out with the memories and with the weapon. As for the recommended partner, since she is a fire elemental damage character, you can pair her with the other fire elemental characters. Although you can also use her as a solo DPS, or you can use her with the other characters as well. You can basically use any team that you like. If you like to play your favorite characters in a team, you can easily do so. It's not really going to affect the gameplay much, although it's going to make the gameplay a lot more fun so if you can play with your favorite characters. Now here is my equipment. My memories that I have installed, and here you can take a look at the effects. Again, overall, this is the build that I went with because the game has recommended it, and I already have the signature weapon, which has a stat already installed. For some reason I forgot what I did here, but I have this one stat installed, and here you can take a look at the weapon effect stats. And now let's take a look at the other statistics. Now the character is level 80, already basically maxed out. The rank is already the highest. She's only S class, unfortunately. I'm working towards double S class, so this is a work in progress. I'll get there. I will get there. And on the skills, let's take a look at the orb skills. The Empyrea unleashes an energy beam, pulling enemies in a large area and dealing 228.47, 452.94 and 679.41 physical damage. Fire damage instead upon a 3 ping, 2 then based on the number of orbs pinged. This is the red orb. The yellow orb. Live Empyrea dashes in the direction of the joystick and strikes with her glowing feathers, dealing 210, 420, 630% physical damage, fire damage instead upon a 3rd ping to the target and its nearby units. Blue Orb, Live Empyrea creates an energy matrix to deal 211.76, 423.53, 0.35% physical damage, fire damage instead upon a 3 ping to enemies in a rectangular area and imprison them for 1.5 to and 2.5 seconds based on the numbers of orbs pinged. Basic attack performs beam attacks with her scepter and drones, dealing a total of 910.59 physical damage. Signature move consumes 80 energy. Live Empyrea enters Empyrea state with her mind plunged into the corrupted data. Yikes, for 7 seconds, gaining full prayer and 6 random signal orbs, 3 of which are identical. While in Empyrea state, double tapping the dodge button will trigger Empyrea prayer, during which you can amplify Empyrea prayer by pinging 3 sets of orbs of any color. A 1-2-3 ping grants 1-4 stacks of amplification, and each stack increases the base multiplier by 0.5 when Empyrea prayer ends. Leaf performs Empyrea Oath, dealing 1009.41% super large scale area of effect fire damage. If Empyrea prayer is not triggered, Empyrea Oath will be performed without any amplification when Empyrea state ends. QT dives into battle and releases an energy blast in the air, dealing total of 0.17.65% fire damage and restoring HP by 61.66% of her attack. Amplifier, all switched in members will gain an extra 10% attack, and Amplifier will get a 10% corresponding elemental damage bonus for 10 seconds. And Ultima Awakening gains 3 orbs when entering battle. Core passive, basic attack and ping orbs accumulate prayer. When it's full, double tapping the dodge button triggers divine prayer with 70% damage reduction, while in divine prayer you are allowed to ping 2 sets of orbs. If both sets are the same color, triggers Purity Oath that deals 411.76% area effect fire damage. Otherwise triggers Chaos Oath that pulls enemies in a large area and deals 411.76% fire damage to them, and a small amount of dodgeable damage to Live Empyrea herself. Moreover, 1-2-3 ping grants 1-4 stacks of amplification to Divine Prayer, and each attack increases the base multiplier by 0.5. Each time you ping orbs triggers Prayer Ripple that deals 411.6 fire damage to enemies, imprisons them for 2 seconds and heals allies for 75% of their max HP. When core passive Oath for Everlight reaches level 22 entry, Divine Prayer will grant a random signal orb, and both Purity Oath and Chaos Oath will restore 100 dodge energy. Okay, well this was a pretty lengthy passive skill. Let's go to the next one. Leader, all members attack increases by 10% and Amplifier extra damage increased by 5%. Passive, entering matrix outside of Empyrea state triggers Divine Prayer with 4 stacks of amplification based on the color of your current available orbs. When Live Empyrea heals her allies, grants Reborn in Fire to them for 8 seconds. Reborn in Fire damage bonus increases by 10%. Passive, Amplifier class skill effect increases by 100%. Core passive Ode of Everlight charges 100% faster, and the fire damage bonus granted by Reborn in Fire increases to 20% while performing signature Sea of Sangharama, reaching 8 stacks of amplification with 2 pings during Empyrea Prayer will randomly grant 3 single orbs of the same color. Revelation, lovely name. Passive, when switched into battle, Live Empyrea gains 40 signature energy while performing signature Sea of Sangharama. If the amplification stacks are maximized during Empyrea Prayer, Empyrea Oath will deal 1.5 times more damage. And well, very interesting skill description for sure. Alright, well, I think it will be time to jump in the skill tutorial and let's see how she works. Okay, let's enter the training simulation. So, let me quickly show you all of the moves and all of the attacks that she can do. I will try to do all of the orb combos just to show you the effects. Now, I think I remember her being a lot more flashy back a year ago when I played on the Chinese server. Although, yeah, the effects are pretty good and pretty flashy. In some cases, the effects do kind of get in the way, although it's not that bad, I think. So let me try to get 6 red orbs. Okay, double tap, and yeah, this is the attack when you match 6 orbs of the same color. This is the ultimate, and she does a lot of damage in her ultimate. I remember her clearing the testing stages in seconds. Now that was with a double S class. This is only a S class, but the difference is not that big. However, I will be trying to make the character a double S class just because I really enjoy playing with this character. Okay, that's a lot of orbs. Now let me try to get the yellow ones. Okay, have 6 yellow ones, and basically the ending effect is about the same, but the damage that she does is pretty good, and this is why you can easily use this character as your main DPS and support as well. I believe in the future there will be a lot more fire elemental characters, so she is going to be pretty useful for the fire team. Okay, well, this was the training simulation. Let's quickly exit that. Well then, I think it will be time to go and do some real combat with this character. I will be doing the testing stages that I usually do. They are one of my favorites. They're quite challenging and they can get quite difficult. Now the character's combat power is about 6180, which is pretty good. So should be around the number that is supposedly recommended for the testing stages, for the trial stages, or the training stages. I think all of the names are pretty valid for what they do. Okay, let's jump in the first one. This is Nightmare Rescue 1. And we have these 3 things as enemies. They kill you in basically 1 hit. Now, this character is not as tanky as some of the other characters, so if you do get hit here, you will probably lose a lot of health, and in some cases the character might actually die, so you should avoid all damage if possible. And well, 1 ultimate, and it almost finished the stage in 1 hit. Okay, well, the stage has been cleared in about 35 seconds, which is not that bad. Okay, let's go to Nightmare Rescue 2. Every Nightmare Rescue has different enemies. So the fight is usually a little bit different each time. So far I did not take any damage. Now the evasion on this character feels pretty smooth. It is quite responsive. Every character has a different evasion feel. Some of the characters do feel a little bit delayed when you evade, but the animation feels a little bit delayed, but for this character the evasion is pretty responsive, and usually it feels like the other S-class live. Let's go to the next nightmare stage. So far she is clearing this very quickly. Once I get the character to the double S class or the double S rank, she will clear this even faster. So I can't wait for it. I got hit and I lost about 2000 health. I should avoid taking damage. After all, the character can't take a lot of hits. And the stage has been cleared. Let's go to the next one, Nightmare Rescue 4. Nightmare Rescue 5 can be quite tricky because of the sentry gun that just sits there, and it's very easy to get stunned and frozen, so you literally have to evade all of the attacks if you want to survive. Now some characters can easily survive that, this character can't, so being hit is definitely not an option. And well, the stage has been cleared in one big ultimate explosion, as it should. And let's go to the Nightmare Rescue 5, which is the last Nightmare Rescue. I really wish that the developers add a bit more testing stages. I really like them. It's pretty good for training. It's also pretty fun to do. Okay, so this is the stage that I was talking about being a bit more serious, because one hit and you can be stunned. And I'm trying not to be stunned, because if I do, I will get killed. So far I have avoided all the damage. Let's see if this ultimate is enough to... And yes, it was enough to clear the stage. That was pretty smooth. That was a very smooth run. Okay, let's do some boss battles. The next test will be the boss battles, and the first boss will be Kamu, a dark elemental boss. Now the difficulty is, I think, the second highest or the highest. I kind of randomly clicked on one of the two, so it could very well be the highest difficulty. 8,500 combat power is recommended. My character has 6,100, so there's quite a difference in combat power, but that should not stop me. Usually the recommended combat power is a bit more than what you actually need to clear the stage. So 6,100 should actually be pretty good. Now there is a bleed effect for the stage. I am slowly losing health, but that's not a big problem. I have a healer on my side, so it should not be a big issue. The boss at 9 health bars. So far I have avoided all the hits and I have evaded most of the attacks. It's very fun to dodge with this character once you get used to the button. It works very smoothly and it works extremely well. And this boss battle so far is pretty easy. Okay, almost had the full stack there. And the boss has been defeated. That was actually very smooth. One of the smoothest boss battles that I've ever had. Okay, let's move to the next boss, the Nightmare Ball. 8,000 combat power recommended. I have 6,100, so should be enough. We're about to find out. This boss is still one of my favorites, the Nightmare Ball. I wish that they made a Nightmare Ball version 2, which is even more unpredictable and even more broken. I would definitely fight that boss for sure. 24 health bars on the boss. Ultimate is ready. Perhaps I can get the boss below 21 health bars with the ultimate. Usually the boss starts to fly at 20. Okay, well, at 20 the boss started flying. When the lasers are down, the main goal here is to survive for as long as possible. That's why I have the other two characters to take the damage. One of them is a tank, one of them is a healer. But both of them are also pretty good. Okay, the boss at 13 health bars. We are getting there slowly. The Nightmare Ball is getting defeated slowly. Now the lasers do a lot of damage, so I have to be careful not to die here. The Nightmare Ball wants you to dance, obviously. Okay, ultimate engaged. I wish that I had a better orb layout, but it's fine. The Nightmare Ball is at 6 health bars in the final stage. Three health bars left, 2 health bars left, 1 health bar left, and the ultimate should finish the boss. And it did. Nice. That was also a pretty smooth boss battle. Quite a enjoyable one as well, to be honest. And now let's go to the last boss, which is Rosetta. Now this boss favors physical damage characters. It favors characters that use swords as their weapons, specifically a katana, but you know, this character should also get the job done. She already has a lot of DPS, so should easily get the job done. $25 health bars left on the boss. 37 seconds in the fight. I love how I got 6 red orbs in 1 single second. Now one thing that you might accidentally do, you might enter the core passive by accident by clicking on the evasion button 2 times. Sometimes it happens, so keep that in mind. But that's just extra damage. So in the end it's really not a big issue. The boss at 9 health bars. So far I'm doing quite well, I believe. I got hit there. And I got hit there as well, because I missed the button. Which is okay. The boss seems not to be doing as much damage as some of the previous bosses. Now the knockdown animation on the character is quite long, so if you get knocked down, you might lose a couple seconds there. That is something that I have noticed. And well, the boss has been defeated. It was a very nice run. Could have done better, I could have easily avoided getting hit there 2 times, but you know, it happens, so not a big deal. And let's see her Warzone performance. Now, unfortunately, we did not have the fire map. The fire map is the place where she shines the most, and you could easily get over like 350, 450,000 points on the fire Warzone using this character. Now, on the other maps, she's also pretty usable and will also do really well. However, as I like to say, you should stick to the recommended damage type. If you don't have the recommended damage type, then it's okay to basically use your best team. It works really well after all. It matters that you clear the stage, the rewards are basically the same, so you don't have to worry about the rewards being low. Everyone gets about the same black card rewards for clearing the stages, which is one thing that I really like about the game. Now, so far, I'm clearing this very efficiently. Now, my best score, I think, was 250,000 on this map using this character, and I kind of am a little bit confused as to how I got that score, because I tried to replicate it a couple times, and unfortunately I wasn't able to do it, so somehow I nailed a perfect run there, but I'll try my best to do a good run while recording. So far I have evaded all the hits, and I'm going through waves of enemies without a problem. 20 seconds left. Wave number 6. And the last 3 seconds. And the stage has ended. Let's see how many points did I get. 205,000. Oh, okay, so my other score was 210,000. Not really sure how I managed to get to that number, but okay. And let's go to the next Warzone stage, which is the Dark Element map. Now, she does work really well for these stages, but again, she will dominate the Fire Warzone, and the Fire Warzone after this patch will probably become my favorite one. Now, before the patch, my favorite Warzone was the physical one. I still do miss the old stages that we had, and the old maps. They were really good and highly detailed. I remember at the time when I was playing this game in its early stages, I think it was like beta or one of the closed betas in like 2018. I was blown away by how good this game looked, and it still looks good to this day. It's a very, very highly detailed game, and the developers did enhance the graphics. And of course, I used custom graphic options, so yeah, I did go for the maximum possible, for the best possible look, because the game is indeed very pretty, and most importantly, very, very smooth. 45 seconds left on the timer, which is fine. I'm doing a pretty good job so far. Might actually get a better score here. I really wish that we had the Fire Warzone up, because oh man, I would be dominating that one for sure. However, I'll also take the other Warzones because they're also fun. And I get to play with this character, which is most importantly, the most important aspect of it. 5 seconds left. Am I going to be killing the boss? Yes, I did. Wave 7. Ah, okay. That was okay. That was actually pretty good. very good run. I don't think that I got hit a single time. Perhaps I did, but I missed it. And well, 204,000 points, which is again very nice. Alright, well, this was Live Empyrea, one of the best characters in the game right now. And if you're thinking about getting the character, I would say go for it, because the gameplay style, the play style, the look of the character, everything is absolutely amazing, and definitely one of the most fun to play characters to date in this game. So with that being said, hope that you enjoyed, and with that being said, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.